I'll repeat. Okay. I'll repeat once again. So basically in today's session, we'll be understanding about fundamental of Angular application, and then we'll understanding about basic building block of Angular, and then we're understanding about Angular architecture and steps to prepare for first Angular application, and how we can test and how we can understand the entire structure of your Angular project there. So that we need to understand. Yeah. So the first thing is we'll understand about fundamental of Angular. The first one is building block of Angular. See, as I said, when you compare with Angular JS with your Angular application, so basically the Angular JS has been designed with based on MVC architecture, and probably it is using based on JavaScript here. Okay, but main intention of Angular JS is what? It is used to design single page application. That you need to understand here. Since from Angular 2.x, they have been redesigned completely. They have been redesigned. So your Angular application, that is 2.x, after the 2.x, whatever the versions we have, 4, 5, 6, whatever the till the latest 16 version, it is basically based on component, based on components, based on component. What is component? How to create component? What is component content? That all the things we'll understand slowly one after the another in the coming sessions there. So we were not using AngularJS, we were using Angular. So for the Angular, the prerequisite is the TypeScript, which we had already learned in the last session there, right? So as of now, we are aware of TypeScript so that we can understand better way how we can work with Angular 2.x version there. Okay, right? So if you see the first thing, before going to this one, if you see the architecture, so that you can understand all these basic building blocks. Okay. If you see the architecture of your Angular application is designed based on component, but all these components, not only the components, if you see the building blocks, components we have, and the component contain metadata, template, okay, animation. What animation also we can have. We can inject the services. It contain all things component. Okay, data binding. So all the things we can just keep inside a module. Okay, na? As I said earlier, the module is nothing but a simple file which contain a class, a variables, or a methods. Those things we can use in another file by importing as well as, yes or no? We already had discussed. So if you see that when they have been designed your Angular application, by default, they have been given a root module. By default, when they have designed your Angular application, they have given what? A root module, whose root module is app. What ma? App here. Inside this module, they have also given a root component. They have also given a root component, whose component name is app. Okay, na guys? So basically, inside your module, if you just look at here, the structure, can you see the structure here? Architecture. If you see the module is including the component, including component, and the component contain metadata. Component contain metadata. It contains the templates. It completes the templates, the services, etc. Okay, na? Apart from that, if you see, we have the external services. We also have the external modules. So not only one modules, we can have the multiple modules, which has been already given with the Angular applications, which probably we can use when you design your application. What those modules, that all the things I'll be discussing slowly one after the another there. So you can answer, for example, when you're working with the forms, we have to include what? HTTP form modules. Whatever the modules, reactive form is there, template driven form there. So whenever we work with the template driven form or the reactive form, the first thing is we have to import those modules. Then only we can able to use in our components. So in short, whenever we want to use any predefined modules, first we need to be import so that we can use in another components there. In short, you understand? Okay, nothing will understand, I know, until I show all the things practically. Just understand what is what. Just you understand what is. As I said, is a theoretically somewhat to understand the structure here. Okay. So I know that your Angular application contain a root module, that is app.module. And also we have a component who's nothing but a app component. So this component, like a simple TypeScript file, is like what? A simple type. What the TypeScript file contain, ma? A class contain what? Properties. Come on, properties and methods. Properties and methods. Why we use properties? To store the data. Come on, to store the data. So when you're working with the forms, you enter the data into the forms, you hit on the button, those data will be stored where? Inside your properties. And whenever you hit on some buttons, methods will be invoked. No. So once the methods are invoked, now you can decide it, what you want to do, what business logic you want to do. So once you return some business logic inside those methods, you want to use this data to present it. Where you want to present this data? In the browser, that is inside the component. So how we can communicate? See, there is something. Next one, right hand side, middle wala. If you want to communicate between a component and the template, if you want to communicate between a component as well as template, we use what? Data binding. What you use? So whenever you want to communicate between the components and template, why we want to communicate here? Because we want to share the data between the component as well as data. From where the data will come? The data can become from the form when you're designing your applications, or else you may be taking some external data which is coming from some repository, okay, which is injected by this service. Yes or not? We take a service where the data is available. Those service we can inject in the component. See, on the left hand side, what we have? Services. What we have? Services. I will explain you all the things. Don't worry. Just you understand what is what. Enough for today. So inside the service, we can get the data from external repositories. Maybe you're getting the data from fake services, or else when you're working with Spring Boot, Spring Boot, you may be interacting with a MySQL or S2 database or Oracle there. Those data you can send to the Angular. Angular will take this data and give to service. Service will inject this data to the component, and component will carry the data to the template, and template will take the data and present the data. So if you see that, if you want to communicate between the components and the templates, we need data binding. But how we can get the data, ma? Either we can get the data through the forms, or we can get the data from the external resources. It can be from anywhere there. Okay, na? Either you are working with the fake data with the JSON, or you are interacting with the database and getting the data and giving to the components there, right? So first thing is what? Modules. First thing is what? Module. So module contain what? Components, services, etc. So when you're working with Angular application, they have given a root module. What is the root module? App.module. I will explain you with practical things. Okay. Next, What is the next building block? Component. So what the component contain as of now? It contains some metadata or template data. It contains actually properties as well as methods. Properties we use for storing the data, methods to perform some actions there. Okay. If you want to communicate component with a template. So we use what? Data band. What we use? Data bands. We don't know anything. We're just understanding what is what. That's it. Fine. Next thing is what? If you want to get the data, if you want to get the data from external resources, we can take the help of what? Services. What? Services there. So this fourth thing as of now is clear now? Yes or no? What is what? That's it. Nothing else. You didn't understand anything, but you understand only what is what. Okay. Now, when you're working with the forms, okay, when you're working with the forms, let's say, for example, you're working with any product details where you entering the product details like product ID, product name, price, the quantity, and hitting on the button there. Okay. Now you want to store this data. After storing, you want to print the data. How you print the data generally? How you print? Use the tables. What you use in HTML? Use tables. Tables are helping for us to present the data in the form of rows and columns. Yes or no? Okay. Now, what if that, if you want to add the elements dynamically, that means you want to do some DOM manipulations. You want to do some, not only related to the elements, you may be changing some colors dynamically there. So how we can do? We can do with the help of directives. With the help of what? So directives will be communicate with what? Templates. Why? Because they want to make some changes dynamically. For whom? For the elements. How we do all the things, I will understand here. Okay. So if you see, in short, you are the structure. This is a very basic structure I have given, only for understanding what is what. All the points I've kept it here. If you see the first one, building block, what? Component. Component in short contain state. What? State means data. What? Next, logic. Where you write the logic? Methods or functions. So component contain properties and the methods here. Okay, na? So properties used for storing the data, methods for writing the logic whenever some event is raised. Next, metadata. Meta means more information. What more information about the components? Like template. What? We use template or template URL. External CSS we provide. Animations we provide. Services we provide. Those meta informations you can provide it here. Okay. Next, template. What do you mean by template? Which is used for designing the logics. So whatever the HTML code, where we write the HTML code? Inside the component or not? No. We write inside the, yeah, very good evening to all. That's the reason I'm very clear to the structure or not. So where we write the HTML code? We write the HTML code inside where? Inside the template there. Okay, na? So you also have the template URL. You also have the template URL where you will take the external file. Come on, tell me. External file where you can write some HTML code there. I will show you all the things practically. Okay, next one, what we have. So why we use data binding? To share the data between component and template. To tell me shortcut. Component and template. Component and template, or template or component. So between this, we use data bindings here. Next, you know the modules. Modules contain group of components, directives, and pipes. We'll understand what is the pipes also. Okay. Yeah. Next, what a service. Why we use service? To reusable code. Like as I told you that When I'm getting the data, this data can be used by multiple components. Okay, whatever the data which I'm getting here, this data can be used by multiple components. So rather than writing same logic in multiple components, we can inject those data by writing that data inside where services. Once you return a service, those service can be reused for multiple components. So listen carefully, guys. Whatever the theoretical I'm discussing, listen carefully. Keep your mind here. All the points, listen carefully. Okay, right? Next one. What is the next one? So it is used for what? Injecting the services. Injecting the services. Okay, dynamically. What? So you are not going to create any instances. Who is going to do all the things? Angler. And Angler will inject those components, sorry, those services into the respective components there. Next one, which is used for manipulating the DOM elements. Next one, which is used to, so if you want to change the format of time, date, or if you're working with I-18 and applications, okay, na? So in this case, you can take the help of pipe here. What are pipes there? So these are major 9 building block of your Angular application. Along with that, we have OAuth and other things there. But these are the basic building block of Angular application. So come on, tell me, guys, what are the basic building block of application? Start with what? Top module. Start with what? Come on, start with what? Modules. It contains components, services, directives, and pipes. Okay, na? It is clear now. Next one, what the component contain? Come on, guys, component contain what? Look at it. It contain what? Properties and methods. Property and methods. Why we use properties? To store the data. Why we use methods? To perform some business logic here. Okay, na? Next one, why we use templates? It is only to get the data from the component and present it. Get the data from the property and present it here. It is not only one way, we can use 2 ways. Okay, na? Right, we'll understand that different data bindings. Okay, next one, why we use directives? To manipulate DOM elements. In this case, we can use directives. There are 3 directives are available: component, structure, and that we'll understand in different ways. Fine. Next one, services. Why we use services? Reusable, reusable. And why we use dependency injection? To inject those services at the time of runtime to the respective components. Okay, na? So these are the things blindly you have to understand when you're working with your Angular. So whenever you say the Angular, this diagram you should be keep in your mind there, so that you can play with Angular application. Otherwise, you can't play. Okay, na? Is it clear for everyone? Okay. Next thing, for developing your first Angular application, developing first your Angular applications, what are the major steps? 10 steps I have kept it. What are the major steps can be involved? First one, we have to install Node.js. Second, in prerequisite TypeScript. Next, create the VS Code. Next, folder structure. Next, install the Angular. Then after installing the Angular, with the help of npm, you can create your Angular application. Then open your Angular application, the Visual Studio. Then modify your app.component.html. We don't know. We just understand. And then finally compile and execute it. So these are the basic steps can be involved of your Angular applications. Can you tell me, guys? Come on. Already installed?
Okay.
So new structure now. Yeah. Tell me, I don't know anything. Already installed, ma? TypeScript also installed. NPM is already there. Yes. VS also there. Yes. Excellent. Now create a first Angular application. Create a folder. Already I have created. What is that? Angular. Right. Done. Next. Create the Angular application. Yes or no? Acha, after opening you want to create or you want to create here? Okay. Customer satisfaction is very important. Open the Visual Studio and click on Trust here. Yes. Open where? Terminal. You know how to open the terminal? Yes. So there are two things, PowerShell as well as what? Command prompts. PowerShell as well as command prompt. Yeah. You tell me, guys. I don't know anything. Come on. I already explained you in the first day how to create the first Angular application. Which command we have to use? NG. NG we have to use or NPM we have to use?
NPM.
We have already installed Angular. Yes or no? Then tell me. Okay. If you don't know what you have to do, Angular dot official website called as Anglo. Inside that we have something called as getting started. What is this? Setup. So first step, installation. If you are facing any challenges for environment, like some of the people has faced, and then what we have to do? NG. So ANGULR. So NG is what related to? Remember I told you on the date? So tell me. NG new my app here. So something I'm giving here, my app here. Hit on enter. I don't know routing. I don't know. So we have to learn. So as of now, we can say, So generally, when you designing your Angular project here, they are giving some external CSS file also to be used as global. Okay, which can be applicable for all your components. What if that if you want to include those things? I want to include it here. It takes some time and then it will be start your Angular application. Just wait, it is installing all the related packages. So that you can start. Yes, guys. Successfully created. Step 1. What you have to do next step? We have to change the directory. Now this is my current or not? Available here. And we will provide the location also so that we can test it. Okay? Fine. So now, once you create a project, you can find your entire structure of your project. You can see on the left hand side. Okay. So here we need to understand all these files, at least the few things as of now. Later of point will keep on understanding all the structures. Okay, now so I'll discussing slowly. Don't worry. Okay, now fine. So first thing is we'll understand the structure of your project. And last thing we need to understand, whenever I start my Angular application, what is the process? That means first, what is executing? Next, what is exiting? Next, what is exiting? And during this process, what is happening? You just understand. It doesn't, you cannot digest in one day. At least it takes 1 week to be understand all the things slowly, one after the other. In one day, you cannot understand all the things. Okay, na? So don't be panic. Don't be worried of anything. Slowly try to understand the things. The first thing is, if you just look at, we had something called as, but somewhere we learned yesterday, yes or not? Package.json. Oh, can you see now? This data, it is represented in the form of JSON format. Yes. Inside that, the first one, these are all our properties. All these are properties of your package.json. Okay, now? Now, first one is what? Your Angular application. Next one is what? Version. This is major, minor, and snaps. Okay, now? Everyone knows, right? Followed with what we have. Come on, guys. Followed with what we have? Scripts. Followed with what we have? Scripts. So why we use the scripts here? If you see that in the scripts, they have given the commands. They have given the commands. So whenever you click on npm, yesterday I have shown you, remember, every time I was executing node space file1.js, node space file1.js, rather than using the same thing, command for multiple times, we can use a single command to execute it here. So we use npm space start. In the start, what I have given? Node space node.js. What I have given? Node space. When you work Node.js space node.js. Are you understanding? Similarly, if you see the Angular, he has given the commands so that you can use those commands in order to execute, in order to build, in order to test it. Okay, na? He has given the commands so that you can able to execute your application. You can build your application, and also you can test your application there. So all those commands he has already given for you. So what is the meaning of this one? The meaning of this one is, if you see, when I click on npm, what is the command he has given for you? What is the command? First command? So he was not asking, hey developer, you don't type explicitly ngserve, because ng command is related to the Angular, right? So he's asking, don't use it. What you can use? npm start. So when I click on npm, it is mapping to the particular command or not? See, click on this one. Yes or no? So he's asking some permissions. Google. Say no. Generating the browser. We'll understand all the things. So finally, what happened now? Compiled successfully. Okay. So tell me here. Whenever I use npm start, what is happening? Internally calling what? ngserve. Why we use ngserve? We don't know. Go here. There is something called as readme. What we have? You learn in Spring also, right? Spring Boot. You also have the readme file. Oh, excellent. Okay, forgot. So we have readme data. Come on, readme.md here, right? So here, why this readme.md they have given? See, he has given the description. Run. What is the use of ngserve? For a developer server, which is navigating to the domain with the port number. And this is why we use this application will automatically reload if any changes in the. So what is the meaning of this one? You make any changes in the component. Okay. It makes some changes. It will compile, and that will be impact in the browser there. Are you understanding? Similarly, he has given what? ng Sir, I want to create a components. Login component I want to create. Register component I want to create. Home component. Service component. ठीक है ना? About us component. I want to create a components. How we can create the components? We can use a command called as ng. G for generator. C for component. And followed with a component name. Sir, I don't want to create component only. I want to create directives. I want to create pipes, customization. I want to create services. I want to create class, guide, interface, enum. So which command I have to use? ng, G for generator, C for component, D for directory, P for price, no, pipe. Okay. S for services. Understood? In future, I want to create services. What is the command I can use? ng space G for generator, S for service. I want to create interfaces. I want to create classes. So we can use this command. Sir, once we create the entire project, I want to create my entire, I want to build my application, Angular application, and I want to give to my another person. How we can release that? So first we can use a command called as ng build, which is helping for building your Angular application. So once it's create Angular application, internally it is going to create one folder whose folder name is this. We'll learn that one afterwards. Okay, na? Right. Sir, I want to test. I want to perform unit testing. I want to perform end-to-end testing. Sir, which command I have to use, sir? I have to use ng test to perform unit testing. Okay. Sir, I want to perform end-to-end testing, sir. ng it will be here. See, README is helping for the developers to go and check what are the commands are available so that you can perform the various operations there. Yes, come to the package.json. Everyone is following now? Yes? Are you following? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Somewhat. Only one person also enough for me today. One person is enough for me because slowly everything you're understanding. This clear? Huh? Why they have configured? So you don't use explicitly ng test, ng watch, ng build, ng start, and all the things. What you can use a command called as npm start test. Internally, it used to exist or execute. Yeah. Great. Fine. Now, similarly, we have what? Huh? Okay. Let's understand that one. If you have the patience, otherwise I'll move ahead. If you have the patience, I can discuss. Otherwise, I already have given all the points in the notes. Okay? You have the capable to listen? Yes. Okay, fine. So this part is done. Up to here is okay. Whatever we discuss. Come on, guys. Whatever we discuss. Name. We discuss name or not? Version. Okay. Script. Okay. Next one. Okay. Just wait.
Okay.
Okay. Private I'll be discussing. This is for public and private projects. Okay. Publicly you want to applicable or private only for within the organization. You can enable and disable there. Next one is what? Huh? Okay. What is the meaning of dependencies, ma?
Like that.
It's like a packages, right?
Yes.
It's like a packages there. See, if you see, there are two dependencies they have given. Can you see? First thing is dependencies, and second is what is the difference?
Developer purpose.
Yes, this is only for the developer purpose. This is only for the. So when you go for dependencies, this can be applicable for all the projects. Means anyone can use this one. Anyone means what? Huh? Anyone means what? Developer system as well as? Huh? Are you understanding?
Yes.
Suppose, for example, assume that. I'll tell you. I have developed this application today. Okay? I have given to you. Now your system is different or not? Your environment is different or not? What you are going to do once you take my project, you cannot test it directly. You cannot install. I tell you, reason is you have to install. You have to, I will show you practical that also. We have to install by using npm space install. When you click on, command npm install, whatever the dependencies, okay, this common dependencies is going to install your machine. Then only you can able to use this. Suppose, for example, I was adding Bootstrap in my project. I was adding a Bootstrap. So where is going to add? Is going to add here or not? Where? When I install just Bootstrap, it will install directly. When I install specific for the developer, it will install here. Are you understanding, ma? Online people?
Yes, sir.
Online people? I hope it's clear, ma?
Yes.
Yes, great. Fine. So there is two dependencies. This is a common for everyone, and this is only for developers. If you see what are the base dependencies, okay, starting with what? Come on, starting with what? Code. Next one is next one is forms. Browser related. These are browser, and this is related to routing.
Yes.
And when you're working with some animations, you can use these dependencies. So all these dependencies is required for your Angular project. Apart from that, non-related packages also he has given. That is what? RxJS, TS, and the zone. We'll understand those things also slowly, one after the another. So two types of dependencies is include here. Okay, related and non-related dependencies here. Okay, na? So this package.json is very, very important. What? Very, very important. If this file is not there, is it you are going to work? Yesterday we have seen. Yes or no? Okay. Fine. Okay. Next one. I'll be discussing log also. What is the difference between package.json and log? Slowly, one after the another. Okay. I cannot keep all the points in today one area. Otherwise, it'll go out of box. I'll be discussing what is the difference between package and the log. The name itself is a blocking. Okay, na? It is not applicable for other things. We'll discuss that one. Okay, up to here, three things are clear, na? These three things. 1, 2, 3. Log will discuss. Don't worry. Fine. Next one. What is this? Hit ignore. What is ignoring here? Not modules. So this is very important as of now. Okay. So when you're working with what repositories, you want to include your project. The first thing is by default is getting one get ignore. So which you want to include? We have mentioned when you keeping your project, which one has to be ignored? Those things it has been mentioned. So I want to ignore what? Non-modules. I've mentioned there. Okay, na? So as of now, understand only this part. Okay. Okay. Next, similarly, what we have? Come on, what we have? TS configuration.json. Okay. Fine. See, basically, when you're working with your Angular application, as I said, you're using what? TypeScript. You're using what? What a TypeScript there. When you're working with a TypeScript there, you want to specify in which module we are using. That is, we have learned ES module as well as CommonJS, right? So what is the target of your compiler and what is the target of your module and what libraries has to be included dynamically? All those informations has been defined inside where? Inside where? TS config. So for example, when you compile TypeScript. TypeScript will convert into what? JavaScript. That .js file will be stored in where? Where it is stored. So see, what is the base URL and what is this? Hotel. So it's providing the location where exactly the location will be there. So all those information has been specified here. All those information has been given here. Slowly we'll understand. When I show the practical, I'll tell you what is the base URL, what is the out directory, what it contain, all the things here. Okay? Right. Next one is okay. Next one is what? What it contain, all the modules which has been installed in your current project. And the most important folder is what? Source folder. Okay, na? Source. What is the first thing I told you? When you create an Angular project, two things they have given root. First thing is there is a root module whose module name is app module, and another root component whose component name is app component. If you look at guys, if you look at now, what is this? What is the first one, guys? We have the first one as app. Please concentrate here, man. All of you. I request you, please concentrate, because we are going to work only this part. This part is important. Okay? App. Next one is what? Next one is what? Assets. This. What is this? Index.html. Entry point. What is the default TypeScript file he has given? Main dot. This is your entry point of your TypeScript here. Okay. And lastly, global styles.css. Okay, na? Okay. If you see, go to the terminal. Go to the terminal. See, you can manage like this. Okay, na? Can manage like this. I'm just showing like people suffering. Okay, like this you can manage it. Okay, you can have multiple views also here. Fine. Let me open the terminal. Okay. What is the basic command he has given in the package.json to start your executing of your program? npm
Start.
Start. Go to the package.json. What is this? npm, which is calling what? Why we use ngserve? To run your Angular applications. Okay. It is executing or not? Yes. Okay. So finally is what? Come on. Okay. So click on this one. It will open in the browser. It will open the browser. Okay. So when we start your Angular application, whenever we head okay, what we hit, ma? npm start. So it is calling internally what, ma?
Yes, sir.
Very good, ma. ng serve here. It is calling ng serve or not? Okay. Now whenever it's hitting here, if you see that the entry point of your pro, the entry point. What is the entry point here now?
Main.ts.
Main.ts here. Inside this main.ts here. Inside this main.ts. See, basically, when you hit it, generally I'm talking, it is opening a browser or not? What is the current URL? I'm just copying here. I'm just copying. Okay. What is the URL? / What is the URL? So, have you seen that there is something called as tsconfig? There is given something called as what? Dot slash.
slash.
Dot slash in the sense current project. What? Okay. In a current project, this is my project or not? Huh? Current project slash. Okay. Inside that, what we have? What we have, guys, now? Index dot. Come on. Index dot.
HTML.
So I'm just removing here as of now, saving the code, going to the browser. What happened? What I have removed?
Yeah.
There is a user defined tag. There is a user defined, whose tag name is actually is one of the component. Which component? Root component. Which component? And for that root component, I have given a name. What is the name I have given? App root. What is the name I have given? Come on. What is the name I have given? App component. So if you see, guys, slowly I'm going here. Very slowly I'm going. We had one. Come on, guys. We had one component. Come on. We had one first module. What is the module? First module we said, then I'll. Okay. What is the name?
App.ts.
Dot TS. We have a root component. We had a root component. What is that component, ma? Come on, guys. App dot component dot. I'm just giving, just for understanding is enough. I'll not remove this one because TS is not required as of for you to understand. So if you see, when I open the browser, hit on the URL, HTTP column localhost column 4200 slash. Okay. It is mapping this, the base H reference or not. Let me give here what? Home. Still is working. Look, it is working or not? Slash home. Still is working or not? Huh? Now it is working. What is the base URL I've given now? Slash. Come on, slash. Is it working or not? Go and check it. Okay. I'll give more details when I'm working on routing. I'll give more details when I'm working on routing. Okay. So let it the base H reference. Come on. I hit on the vendor. So first thing is, when I hit on this one, so what exactly he was doing here? Starting entry point. It is bootstrapping what module? What module? Click, press control. Click it here. What is opening here? So when I hit on this open, HTML page is open and that component is loaded here and it will go to the main.ts and will execute. Which is executing here? App module. Come on. What module? Now look at carefully this one. Come on, carefully tell me. What is this? There is one class whose class name is app module. Whether it is empty or not. Come on, guys. Whether it is empty or not. Is empty. Okay, hold on. Okay. On the top of this, what is this? It is called as decorator. What do you call? Decorator. We'll learn that one. Don't panic. We'll learn. Direct is or direct. Decorator is something. So what is the decorator I'm using here? ng module. What is the decorator I'm using? @ ng module. Why I'm using this decorator? In order to define as module, but not component. Yes or not? Whether it is a module or component. Come on. Whether it is a module or component. How you can say is a module? There is something called as a decorator. What is a decorator? ng module. This inside this decorator, we have been provided the meta information. We have been provided Meta information. What is the meta information? Come on. Declaration means, okay, next one. Huh? Import modules. What is this? Next one is everything we'll discuss in detail slowly, one after the another. Slowly after the one. Each and every point we'll discuss. But as of now, I have sent what? HTTP column, localhost column 4200 slash. It opened the index.html and loaded the component and opened the main.ts. Yes or not? And is open the first module or not? Yeah, which is bootstrap the first component. Which component is bootstrap? Press
App
control.
component.
Press control. Hit on this one. Come on, hit on this one. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Go back to where? Come on, go back to where? There is something called as what? Is working or not? Wait. Hold on. What I've done? Now, you are saying, sir, by default, Angular has given a root component whose component name is no sir, do one thing. I will create my own component. What? I will create my, what you do, you make the starting point of my component here. Then what you can do, bootstrap your component. What? Bootstrap. Okay, as of now, if I save it, what happened? It is available now here. Element is there or not there? What we have removed? What I've removed? The starting point, which component has to be executed. So by default, which component will be executed? A root component, whose component name is what? App component. Which component? Are you understanding? Hold on. Wait. What is this? Excellent. I'm keeping the app component. Sir, I have designed so many modules. As of getting the error because it is making mandatory. It is what? Because at least one module has to be loaded. One module has to be loaded. See, is getting the error or not? See, what is error? Read. Read the error. See, an argument of was not provided. Where? See, is given or not? SRC expected, but got at least one module should be available. Are you understanding? Okay, which module is the root module? Come on, start from beginning. When I hit on the enter, HTTP column localhost column 4200 slash, it open the index.html and then it will load what? The root module. Which module now? Module. App module. It will bootstrap which component? Inside this. Okay, leave it. What is this? Somewhere we have learned or not? Is a TypeScript file or not? How you can say? JavaScript also we can write or not? Yes or no? Go and check it. What is the extension of this file?
TS.
.ts or not?
Yes.
Can I say is a JavaScript file or not? No, it is a TypeScript file. Okay, now what it contain here? Class. Tell me, what component contain? We learn.
Properties.
Come on, what contain? Property. What component contain? Property and. Come on, property and. As of now, by default, he has given a component. Sorry, he has given a property whose property name is what? Title. And he has initialized column Working or not working? Yes or no? Then how it is working like this? Remember or not? If I explain directly angle, you will understand or not? That 5 days is useful or not useful? Huh? First day only I will explain. Next day no one will come to the session. Leave it, all the things. Come on, tell me now. So, okay, what is this property? Contain a value or not? Huh? Why we use property? Huh? But where we represent the data? Not there, Amma. Here means what?
Browser.
Understand the structure, yaar. Like this. Huh? What? Template. Come on, what? What is this? It will open what?
Stable file.
Oh. What is opened? App dot. Okay. I will remove all the things. I will say, welcome to Ashok. Go and check it. Working or not working? Understand the flow or not? I don't know. Tell me once again. When I just hit on HTTP column, local host column 4002 / you open the app.module will load, then it will bootstrap the root component. Whose component name is? It will open app.component.ts. Inside that we have defined one property whose property name is what? Title. And this it will communicate with what?
HTML.
Like this means what? Template. So it will open app.component.html. Inside that I have written, because I don't know data binding as of now. We have to learn or not? Are you understanding? Have you understood the flow? Any confusion? Online people? Any confusion, ma?
Got it.
Sir, can you repeat one more time, please?
One more time I have to repeat. Come on, guys. Close this. Yeah. Package dot. Inside that we have written the commands or not? What's the command here? Okay. So why we use this command now? 1 minute. It is getting disturbance, this one. Yeah. I'm just stopping here. Yeah. So tell me, npm.
Start.
When I hit on the start, it internally call a command ng
Serve.
ng serve. Now it will compile all the component.ts files, whatever the ts files, mono. It will compile all the things. So compilation will be done, and also it will execute here, and it will load all the packages, whatever the packages are available. And finally it will open what, ma? It will open the browser. Come on, guys. It will open the browser. Let's open the browser. And finally, okay, just go app.component.html. And hit on this one. This is the default or not? Let's just wait, because I make some changes. Acha, I stop it. Let me close. Let me once again open it. Tell me, ma. Yeah, we are not in the current project. If you say npm start, gone. See, errors are getting errors are. One fellow whole day he tried. It's not coming. Next day he came. I said, where is the project? Project is not there, na? Yes, ma. Somebody is asking anything? CD. So go to the project. Go to that project and hit on this one, npm start. So internally call ng sub. See, doing lot of stuff or not, Seema? So I'll be discussing compilation. There are two types of, okay, na? Just in compiler and another one. We take all the files, all the, what is the advantage, that all the things we'll discuss here. Okay. So if you see in short is loading all these JavaScript file. Huh? So actually that is a somewhat drawback. You know, generally when you make some changes, every time it will load all this JavaScript in the browser. So performance somewhat will be decreased here. Okay, because when you make some changes for the HTML template files, every time it load all the bundles of the JavaScript files. Okay, leave it, that all the things. So finally, we are opening the browser. Still Ashok idea. Not saved. Now it's saved. So finally, we got this one. How we got here? By default, it will look for what? Come on, main dot. Yes, and load this. Load this file. Which file? App module. It will open the component. So inside this component, what is the selector I is using? Why am I using this selector? We don't know. Yes, we don't know. Whether we are discussed, we don't know. We learn. Okay. So finally is open water. And it will open in the browser. Okay, now online people, you just understand as of now. Okay, I'll be discussing
Yes,
what
sir.
is selector, why we are using the selector, what is the need of that selector. Okay, that all the things that we'll see. So as of now, clear in today's session, what we discuss?
Sir,
Okay.
hello.
Yes, Rudra, tell me.
Sir, in that HTML page, what are that star marks? This it is loading CLI documentation.
This is
This
the
is
code
predefined.
default is given. This is comments. Comments are there, no?
Sorry, sir. Yes, sir.
HTML, how you write comments? Like this only you write, right? This is a
And how
comments, man.
Then, sir, how that page is coming? If there is no code, then how that page is coming?
The code is, this is ignore. This code is executing. You want
Code
to
is
see?
there.
Only
Just
this
wait.
code is
Just
there.
wait. I will show you.
Code is
This
there.
is your code. Code is here, ma. Footer is there. You want to see? Footer is there. Okay, just wait. Can you see this is the footer part?
Yes, sir.
So I'll make you changes. I'll show you. Just wait. I'm writing exclamatory. Just wait. Okay, I will show you. Just wait. I'll just remove and I'll write my own code. Then we'll understand. Because all this predefined code they have written, I will write from the scratch. Here, no? Okay. All the things I'm removing here. Okay, na? So let me write my own content. Just wait. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything you want?
That's enough.
Can you see? I'll increase the font size. Can you see? Vruda is okay, ma? What
Yes,
you're
sir.
asking? So whatever the content is there is showing here. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. Any other questions?